the Papah Fooball Champion.
Cousin, this is your lucky day. I'm going to introduce you to the all-time Papah Fooball Champion. You're the Papah Fooball, huh? You must have played in elementary school. You get one piece photo paper, you cut one strip and fold the bugger till the thing is shaped like one small kind, inch-long triangle. Then you and your, opponent sit about 3-4 feet away from each other, facing each other. In front of you is the football field. You can use one sidewalk or one table or anything you like. You mark the touchdowns and the 50-yard line with chalk or masking tape. Then you just flick that paper football with your fingers. You and your opponent, back and forth, back and forth. If you flick the thing on your opponent's touchdown, that's 6 points. If you land them on the 50-yard line, you can try for one field goal. Your opponent hold his fingers up like one goalpost, and you got to flick the paper football through. There you have it, paper football, cuz I was the baddest. Nobody could beat me. One time in intermediate school during lunch recess, I beat 6 guys all in a row. Roscoe, Clint, Roger, Cal. We played in the cafeteria. That was the best. The caf had those white, slick tables on good playing field. I even made my own special paper football. I covered the thing with masking tape, and on one side I wrote my name with ballpoint pen, Luke. And on the other side I drew on red W, just like the kind get on the side of the Wine Sea Riders football helmet. Choice, my prized possession. Anyway, I was the king. I was wondering if they had such a thing as the kind, professional paper football. I went home that day, and of all people, my kid brought a Kyle, challenge me. Luke, he says, let's go play paper football. So I take out my special paper football and we play on the kitchen table. I even let him kick off. Come to find out, can play for beans. I start smoking him. Flick, touchdown. Flick, whole extra point. Flick, another touchdown. Kyle, I said, you suck. I don't like play, he said. You cheat. I cheat, I said. Flick, oh, another touchdown. How I cheat? You cheat, said Kyle. I don't like play. You freaking crybaby, I said. I should slap your head. I don't like play. Shut up. Flick, hobra, field goal. Kyle, tears in his eyes, obediently makes the field goal post with his 2 hands. I line up my paper football and I fly him real good, and the bugger go right through Kyle's stupid fingers and nail him right on his face. I quit, he said. Panty, I said. I'm going to kick your ass. Boy, said Dad, walking into the room. No talk to your brother like that. We was just playing, Dad. What timing? Just playing your ass, he said. I hear you talk like that to your brother again, Luke, and I'm going to kick your sorry ass to Makaha Surfing Beach. Dad looked at me hard, and when I looked away, he walked out of the room. Kyle, the panty bastard, had one smile on his face like he could eat one banana sideways. That's my dad. Me and him, we never got along too good. He was always cutting me down, making me feel like I was a nobody like him. Dad was an electrician or something, fixing telephone poles or whatever the hell he did. He hated his job. Always came home from work grouchy. The only thrills he got out of life was when his buddies came over to the house on Saturday nights and played poker. They would sit in the living room and drink Crown Royal and VO and take each other's money and tell the same tired stories over and over again. About the time Harry went speared 100-pound ulua diving off yokes. The time Leroy was on Hawaii 5-0. The time Uncle Lloyd had to take off his clothes to avoid the night marches. One time was late at night, they started talking about the war. I guess they all fought in some war together. This was kind of a long time ago. I was a small kid and they must have thought I was sleeping, but I wasn't. I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing. About running through fields while people were shooting at you, hearing bullets whistle past your ear, putting one gun against the enemy guy's head and pulling the trigger. Jeez. Let me tell you about my dad. One time I was doing my math class homework, story problems. I hated story problems. Anyway, I was stuck on one, so I started messing around, playing paper football by myself, just flicking the thing around, no big deal. My old man came walking in the room. I guess he just came home from work because his clothes was all dirty, and he told me, Luke, what the hell are you doing? Homework, I said. Thought he would just go away, but he never. Don't look like you're doing your homework, he said. Look like you're fooling around. I ain't fooling around, I said. Luke, he said, put that paper football crap away before I slap your head. Yeah. Not yeah, he said. I like you study hard, get good grades. That way you can go college. Make one living for yourself without having to get your hands dirty every day. He held up his hands, all black with grease. Don't be like me. Whatevers, I said, yawning. You like lickings, what, he said. And I said nothing, and he moves closer. You heard me. You like lickings. I figure, I'm 12 years old, and if my old man like beef, I beef him, I take him. If he troll, I troll. But before I can do anything, he walk up to me and false crack my head so hard, I swear my eyes stay open, but all I see is black. But I don't go down, the bastard. I don't go down. In high school, I got the chance to play real football. Wide receiver, YNIC riders. Sophomore and junior year, I was pretty much on the bench. But senior year, everybody went grad, so I was starting. It was pretty cool. Cutting into the lunch line in front of all the band geeks, cruising with the cute chicks. But you know what? I still played Papah football. I beat all the guys on the team. My toughest game was against the quarterback, Luta. The guy was pretty athletic and all. We played after practice one day. Took a while, but I convinced him to use my special Papah football, the one I made with my name and the red W and everything. 'Cause I thought I was going down. The bugger was good. He was scoring on me left and right, even with my own freaking football. We was playing to 30 when the score was 24-24. Oh, my fingers started to get all tight. I flicked my Papah football and the thing go 2 inches. It was pretty intense. Luther went try one field goal and he went miss, and I went blast the football, desperate kind, and yes. The bugger went land on Luther's touchdown. I won. Luther, he was cool. He called me a bastard, but we didn't shake hands and drink beer together that night. That week, we was playing the Farrington Governors. This was for real kind football. The winner of this game was going prep bowl. Oh, we was tied 12-12 in the fourth quarter. I was doing okay. I had 3 catches. And it was late in the game, and we had the ball, and the coaches went call one play where the quarterback fake one handoff to the running back and throw the ball to me coming across the middle. I remember we came out of the huddle, and Luther went call the play, and I went run out and make my cut, and I seen the ball coming right where it was supposed to be, and I caught the thing, and I was running for the touchdown. All of a sudden, boom! Somebody went blast me right in the head. Football came out of my hands, and a Farrington guy went recover and run him in for a freaking touchdown. I wanted to die. Took off my helmet and walked to the sidelines, and nobody wanted to look at me, not even Brother Luther. So I just walked to the water cooler and picked up 1 cup of water, even though I wasn't thirsty. Then the receivers coach, Coach Eli, he walked up to me and let me have it. Luke, he said, his nose touching mine. What the hell are you doing? You let the team down. Man, he saw up a storm. And he had some major coffee and cigarette bread. Sure enough, we lost the game. That was the worst day of my life. I went home and nobody said nothing. Mom, Dad, Kyle, they was all still wearing the red and black wine-eye shirts. I went in my room and lied down on the bed and thought about going into Dad's workshop where he kept his tools and car pots and fishing gear and free weights, and take out his 30-30, the one he used for hunt, and blow my useless brains out. That's when Dad came into the room. Oh, great. He ripped into me. Luke, he said, let's go outside. I don't I said. But I went eventually just to shut him up. We walked to his workshop and he worked the combination lock and opened the door. Thought he was going to hand me his gun and let me shoot myself. Maybe he was going to do it for me. Anyway, we walk inside and he flicked on one light. There in the middle of the shop was on a table. How's that look, he said. Made on myself. I was thinking, this was typical Dad. I lose the biggest freaking football game of my life, and he dragged me out of the house to show me some stupid table he had made. It ain't just a regular table, said Dad. Look closer. So I looked closer and had all these markings on top. First, I thought it was just cheap sale wood. Then I realized, Dad was right. This wasn't no regular table. This was on Papah football field with touchdowns and 50-yard line markers and everything. As for you, he said, putting his arm on my shoulder for the first time in my life. I looked at him and he was looking at me, and I had to look away because I don't know why my eye was getting all funny kind irritated. Let's go try him out. Dad sat on one side of the table, I sat on the other side. Then I took out my special Papah football from my pocket and let Dad kick off. Bugger surprised me. He was one damn good Papah football player. I don't remember how long we played, but we played until the cocks was crowing and the sun was shining, and we talked about all kinds of stuffs that night. Not just football, paper kind and real kind. Geez, we talked about everything. You like know something? I know you ain't gonna believe this, but I swear, I don't even remember who won that paper football game. I never even care. Honest kind. Think so was one draw. Not finished. The next day, not finished. The next day, last Tuesday, I was in my auto mech class taking apart one Honda Accord. Mr. Ogata, the teacher, said I had to go to the principal's office. I was thinking, geez, you lose a football game, you gotta say sorry to the principal. Whatevers. Anyway, I walked over to the principal's office and he said to call my mom, which I did. Your father died, she said over the phone. She put one funny kind of emphasis on the word died. He got shocked fixing one electric line in Kunia. We buried Dad this morning at the graveyard. They had one American flag covering his coffin like he was a president or something. During the ceremony, some serious-looking army guys with white gloves walked up to Dad's coffin and slowly took off the American flag. I watched them fold the flag in half the long way and then they folded them into a triangle. That's when the funny thing happened. I realized, hey, that was exactly how you fold a freaking paper football. Then one of the serious-looking army guys handed a triangle-shaped flag to Mom, who placed it on her knees. After a while, they started lowering Dad into the ground. People dropped flowers on the coffin. I walked up there and sly kind of reached into my pocket, took out my special paper football, the one with my name and the red W, and I dropped the thing into that deep, dark hole. That way I figured, hey, Dad can challenge the boys in heaven to paper football whenever he like get one game going. When we got home, Mom put Dad's American flag into her bedroom closet. She said, things are going to be harder now. She was already working 2 jobs, as one waitress and one maid at some Waikiki hotel. She says at night, maybe she can drive around, sell flowers in restaurants and bars. Me, I'm going to try score one job at the grocery store down the street, bag boy. Think so if I study hard, I still might be able to get decent grades and maybe even go college like Dad wanted. It'll be okay. Anyway, there you have it. My old man, hands down, the all-time paper football champion.